So I got into triathlon back in 2003, and when I finished my first race, it was so life-changing, and little did I know that it was going to turn into a career. And then several years later, had an unfortunate incident with a vehicle, and my husband was like, "Nope, you're not riding on the road anymore." He rode mountain bikes, and he's like, "You're coming with me." And I was terrified. I was like, I don't know how to ride over these rocks and trees, and it's scary. And so I spent the next, golly, probably 15 plus years just having a love of riding my bike. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. And it's so much like life, right? You just have to, sometimes you just have to let go and you just have to trust.
Yeah.
And so that's what mountain biking is for me. And then I found XTERRA. I was like, oh, cool. Triathlon with mountain biking and trail running, like in nature, which is also one
Yeah.
of my favorite things. And last year, and I, had kids and life, business, all that has just kind of gotten crazy, and got away from training. And I was like, you know what, this year I'm going to challenge myself. That's really kind of one of my core values. And I was like, this is going to be a challenge. Like, can I do the XTERRA National Championships? And as it turns out, I did it. Now I was second in my age group, which sounds fancy, right? But the first place person gets like an automatic girth to Worlds. And there's this woman who beat me fair and square. I mean, this woman was insane, but she was also from Argentina.
Mm.
So if you're going to be the national championship, then they have multiple national championships like across the world. But in order to be considered the national champion in your country, you have to be of that nationality. So I was
Oh,
driving
interesting.
home. Yeah, I was driving home from Alabama to North Carolina where I live, and they called me and they were like, "We're so sorry, but you actually are the national champion and we missed it. And, congratulations." I was like, okay. I mean, she really did beat me." So, and then a couple weeks later, I got the email like, "Hey, you qualified for Worlds. It's the last year they're doing it in Italy." And I told my husband, he was like, "Well, you have to go. Like, it's like you have to go."
Yeah.
So then I got to training and went over there, and it was the most insane race experience I've ever had. Just like it was so hard. It
Yeah,
was
I was
so
gonna say,
muddy. It was so beautiful. It was like all the terrible and wonderful things all rolled into one. So